This truck was one of the worst financial decisions of my life.
It costs $1,275 a month.
That's correct.
You bring in $3,333. This is a third of your income.
So to the people with the $1,000 plus car payment, what are y'all doing to survive?
What would the monthly be on the Rebel?
You might be looking around $1,200 a month.
$1,200 a month?
Yes.
What's your car payment and what do you drive?
$1,342, and I drive a Silverado 3500 HD.
And that's what he'll be paying back on the term of the loan if he runs it for 84 months.
Today, we're going to be taking a look at some insane truck payments. Now, just to let you know, these payments aren't actually as insane as it sounds, and that's crazy to even say, but the average truck payment in America is close to $1,000 a month. Now, personally, I am not trying to normalize this kind of payment. I think that is astronomical. And just to give you some background, back in 2019, so pre-pandemic, the average truck payment was about $650, not car payment, truck payment, $650. We went from $650 to almost $1,000. And a lot of these people are struggling to make these payments, but not all of them. We're going to take a look here at the end of some people that are making these kind of payments and what they do for a living. Not that that's any excuse to be paying a car payment that high, or a truck payment in this case. Personally, I think it is a complete waste of money. But hey, to each their own. It's your life.
He owes how much?
$79,205.99.
And what is it?
It is a 2025 Ram 3500 Bighorn with 14,000 miles on it.
That sounds like a lot to owe on the truck.
Yes.
What did KBB hit it at?
$58,101.
Oh, man. I think KBB's light, but just off the top of my head, without looking at the numbers, we're talking 20 grand of negative equity. So what's he trying to accomplish?
He wants to lower his payment. The only issue with that, he has no money down. His current payment is $1,472.
How much?
$1,472.
When I first got in the car business, it was a million years ago, but a $400 car payment was a big payment.
And his interest rate is a 12.04%.
So he's in a tough spot. Obviously, with that interest rate, he's not paying down the principal very much, and he's got a boatload of negative. The problem is, we see this a lot, right? Somebody wants to lower their payment, but when you take negative equity, the really only surefire way to get rid of a bunch of negative equity is to look at a more expensive car, because the more expensive car could absorb the negative equity. Even a $50,000 truck and try and roll 20 grand into it, the bank's going to go, I'm not going to loan 70 grand on a 50 grand truck. That's always the inherent problem, and we see that a lot. We can run some numbers, but you're going to need a massive amount down.
When I was on the phone with him, he doesn't want to run credit at all.
I'm fine with that.
Which, of course, he said he wants to see what we can do on the trade, if we can do a better number than 58. I told him off the bat, we're going to have to pitch you on a higher vehicle, and 9 times out of 10, he'll soak up that negative equity, but your payment's going to be higher.
Hey, you told him that?
Yes, sir.
Good job. You do listen to my meetings. Somebody listens. At this point, it's all going to come down to cash down. So if he has no money down, my advice to him, as much as he's going to hate this advice, keep that truck. You got to pay on it for a while. Now, he's got a big payment, but any little bit that he can to pay a little extra is going to make a world of difference. Just tell him, without running credit and getting into the minutia, there's no need to do that right now, but just looking at the numbers, the only way we're going to be able to get him out of that loan is a big chunk down. And if he doesn't have that, then my advice to him is keep that truck, make the payments on time, don't do anything crazy on it. It's like chopping down a tree. Just swing that axe at it every single month, and it's going to take a while.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Tough spot.
Yeah, the reason he's in that tough spot is because he's trying to lower his payments. And of course, he doesn't have any money to put down because he's broke. The vast majority of the time, people that are looking to lower their payments got themselves into a situation where they bought something they couldn't afford and now they're broke. And when people are broke, they get desperate. So it doesn't surprise me one bit that he has no money to put down. Also, like he mentioned, he has to get into a more expensive vehicle, which of course he doesn't want to do because, yeah, it's going to take care of his negative equity, but he's just shooting himself in the foot. I think the best thing is to keep the car. The other thing that you can do is roll your negative equity over into a lease. You do a 36-month lease. Leases have lower payments than regular financing. And in 36 months, you're done with it. You turn the car in or the truck in. Now, granted, you don't have any equity, but I guess that's better than having negative equity. Pretty much just start over with a clean slate.
This truck was one of the worst financial decisions of my life. And let me tell you why. I bought it a little over a year ago. At the time, I purchased it for around $125,000. I put down around $50,000 and my payment came out to around $1,375 per month. Currently, I still owe around $69,000 on the balance. This truck's current value is probably $80,000 max if I want to go sell it. Let's do some quick math. I put down $50,000. I've been paying $1,375 for a little over a year. That's around $17,000 in payments. So I'm around $67,000 into this truck. Now, like I said, if I go to sell it, if I want to do a quick cash offer from a dealership, I'm gonna get $75,000. If I want to, take my time, sell it on the secondhand market, I'll probably get around $80,000. So I owe $69,000. So I'm gonna get back around 9 to 15K. Let's call it 10K just to be on the conservative side. I'm gonna get back 10K on this truck. Now we get back 10K. Let's subtract that from the $67,000 that I've put into this truck. That's $57,000 to own this truck for a little bit over a year. That is upwards of $5,000 a month to own a $100,000 truck. Guys, that is insane. I could have been renting a Rolls Royce for that much a month.
I don't know this guy. I'm just going on a whim here. He kind of strikes me as the type of person that wants to have the latest and greatest. Again, I'm just making a generalization here. If that's you, lease it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it brand new. If you're the kind of person that absolutely just has to have a new car every 3 years, just lease it. Sounds like he's pretty good at thinking on his feet. I don't know why he didn't do this math before. Maybe it doesn't really bother him. Maybe he makes a ton of money. I don't know. It's still not a good financial decision any way you slice it. Now, you've probably heard of the term girl math. This is when girls do things like buy things on sale and somehow they saved money because they did that. Guys have this thing called boy math where they go out and they buy an expensive car or truck. And their reasoning behind it is, well, if I'm making these crazy payments, it's going to motivate me to work hard. That's stupid. I don't know about you. I don't need to pay $1,000 a month on a truck to work hard. At that point, you just become a slave to your own truck.
So to the people with the $1,000 plus car payment, what are y'all doing to survive? Like, how everybody said we in recession and all this, 4 figures? I live in the South, so everybody got a truck. I know everything is above 1,000. How y'all survive?
Yeah, I live in Florida. There are trucks everywhere, and I know people are going into massive debt. But again, not all people. There's a lot of people doing well that can afford these trucks, and that's fine. But it's one of those things where you see everybody doing it, so it puts pressure on you to get a truck.
You're about to be working to pay this truck off. There's no way you get in this truck a first-time buyer.
Looking for that blue Rebel you have. It's that 1500. It's the 2025.
We still have it available. What gets your eyes on this vehicle?
I drive a 2005 Tacoma. I've had it for a while. That was my first truck, but I'm looking to upgrade. I like that the Rebel has a little bit of that extra power over the regular 1500s.
Yes, it does.
What do you have this Rebel priced at?
I have it right at $42,400 right now. Do you know how much you're looking to put down?
I was probably going to sell my Tacoma, use it as a down payment.
Do you owe anything on it?
No, it's paid off.
You make it out here, I get you a good price on your truck, and we can use that towards a down payment on it. Do you know around, like, roughly where your credit score's at?
I think it's at a good 750, 800. I haven't financed any vehicles, though. Is that an issue?
Well, your trade-in, let's say I give you $3,000 for it. Another $2,000 would definitely help you to get into the Rebel.
What would the monthly be on the Rebel?
You might be looking around $1,200 a month.
$1,200 a month?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you have a solid cosigner that could help you out?
No, probably not.
Where do you work at?
I'm a freelance photographer, full-time.
Okay. How much is your monthly income?
Good months I can make $7,000. Bad months I make like $3,000.
As long as I can get your last 3 months of your bank statements just to prove your income, that would help some, and maybe a little bit more on down payment because you are trying to go into a pickup that's really pricey truck, to be honest, and you're a first-time buyer. But other than that, when can you come in and I can show you the truck? I'll try to get you in something.
Let's set up something for tomorrow. I have to work at 5.
Okay, 5 o'clock sound good. All right, sir. I'll see you tomorrow at 5.
This is why I could never be a car dealer. I couldn't do it. And I understand that the customer's a grown man, but he sounds really young. And this guy is going to put him in a super expensive Ram truck when he has a paid off Toyota Tacoma, which is going to outlast that Ram. And he's making on average, he said he makes $7,000 on a good month, $3,000 on a bad month. So we'll just split the difference. It's like, oh man, this guy's going to regret that decision so bad. He's not going to realize how good he has it with a paid off Tacoma in this economy. And the fact that they don't make Tacomas like that anymore. And he doesn't even have a steady job. He's a freelancer. If I was a freelance photographer and I had a paid off vehicle, no way you could talk me into financing something. What does he need a Ram for? At most, as a freelance photographer, you got what, a backpack that has your camera, some drones, your lenses. You don't need a truck. And if you do need a truck, you got one already. I really hope he reconsiders.
What's your car payment and what do you drive?
$1,342, and I drive a Silverado 3500 HD.
Got a question for you. What's your car payment and what do you drive?
$700 a month. I drive a Chevy Silverado half-ton 2022 RST with a 3-liter diesel.
What's your car payment and what do you drive?
I drive a 2024 Chevy Silverado 1500 Black Widow, and my car payment's $610 a month.
Yeah, the people at the dealership, they don't mind selling you an expensive car because they're driving them themselves. $1,300 for a truck.
A couple months ago, I'm standing out in front, and a gentleman pulls up with 3 of his buddies. So I got 4 guys coming out of another Ford truck. I'm thinking they want to buy a Chevy. I say, hey, how you doing? What kind of Silverado are you looking for? You got a Raptor. I do. That's what we're here for. All right. All 4 of you? No, me. Okay. I bring him inside. I sit him down. I get the guy's information. I'm paging the porter to pull up the truck. No porter comes. I'm paging the porter to pull up the truck. No porter comes. I said, I'll be right back. The guy tells me, sounds like they don't listen to you. Yeah, I'm just a salesman. I go get the truck. I pull it up at the back door. They're all checking it out. Mind you, there's 4 people. There's 5 of us. I'm not sitting in the back in the middle. Not going to happen.
Yo, honestly, I respect that. Like, as a salesman, that's a power move right there. You don't want to sit in the back. You don't want to be in between everybody sitting there like this, trying to negotiate a deal. But next time you go buy a car, if you can get your salesman to do that, then you have the leverage.
I go, you want to take it for a ride? He definitely wants to take it for a ride. I said, all right, you're all coming? 2 of the guys said, no, we're going to stay here. So 3 people. So me, his buddy, another guy, and we all went. So there's 4 of us in the truck. The other 2 stayed behind. Okay. We take it for a quick ride, jump on the expressway, come off, take it through the side streets. Normal test drive. He likes the truck. I said, you trading in your other truck? He said, yeah. I said, okay, not a problem. He goes, but I want to keep my payment the same. Okay, no problem. I told him, you know the best way to keep the payment the same? Keep the same truck. They're all laughing. When we get back, he goes, no, I know it's going to go up. I just hope it doesn't go up a lot. I said, okay.
I'm wondering how much it's going to go up for a used Raptor. Super nice truck, super expensive.
Well, we're going to trade in his truck. He's got a 2019 Ford XLT like this. Just a regular truck. Nice truck. So they all go out in front to take a look at the truck again. Well, we're appraising their truck. So that took about 20 minutes. So by the time they got done, my appraiser got done, the used car manager, called everybody back inside. Really, I only need the owner, but you know, they all go together. It's okay. So everyone comes inside. Now I'm asking what the relation is between everybody. Craziest thing. They work for carnivals. They travel around at carnivals. No, they're not clowns. They set up carnivals. Maybe they work there. I don't know. It's kind of interesting, though. And I asked the guy, you do live in Illinois? He goes, yeah, we just travel all over the place. Okay, no problem. Well, let's go through the numbers and see if this even works out. Because he owes money on his truck. We're selling ours for $62,700. It was actually $63,400, but we discounted it to $62,700.
I understand it's a Raptor. $63,000 for a used 2020, what was it, 2021 vehicle? That's so much money. 63 grand for a truck that is 5 years old. And that's just the base price. Nothing's been added yet.
$26,000 is what we're giving for his truck. His buddy said, don't do it. That's too cheap. I said, man, you should buy it off him. And then he doesn't. That's not going to happen. $36,700 is the balance. That brings it to $728 for the dock fee, plates, and title because he needs new plates because everybody drives on expired plates these days in Illinois. $26.90 is the tax in Kendall County. That's $725. That brings the balance to $40,118. We got to add the payoff. That's $30,392. Not too bad. That brings the balance to finance to $70,510. He ain't looking to put any money down. And then he says, you know what? I'll put $2,500 down. That brings the balance to $68,010. He does want a price on a warranty and gap coverage. It's $5,180. The balance to finance is $73,190, and he wants to keep his payment the same. And that's what he's paying on his old truck.
Look, again, the average truck payment is over $900. I can't wrap my head around it. I think $821 is ridiculous. Like, I already think that's a lot of money for a vehicle. And now he's going to finance $73,000.
So here we go. You really want a Raptor? I said, you know your payment's going to go up. He says, Let me ask you a question. If I put like another $1,000 down, how much would that change my payment? Every $1,000 changes your payment $17 approximately. No. So we do the credit application. The funny thing is when we did the credit application, I said, who do you work for? And I did have a company that he worked for. I'll do this rest of this video in 30 seconds. But again, I couldn't understand what the hell he did. He said, well, I work for the carnival. I said, what do you do? He goes, sometimes I fix the machines. Sometimes I work. Sometimes he does everything except concessions. Sorry, I just put amusement. I don't know. Actually, the bank called up and said, what does he do? But anyway, we came back with the numbers. Oh boy, here come the payment. I'm covering the payment. $73,190 for 84 months at a rate of 13.25 is $1,341 a month. Every month for 84 months. A moment of silence. He said he needs to talk about it with his friends. I step away because I'm thinking he ain't going to do nothing. He's going back home in that. As always, my boss asks me what's going on. I said, they're all talking. He goes, come on, let's go talk to him. So my boss sits down, and I'm just standing there staying quiet. Because when you're a salesman, you just stand there and you shut the hell up. His buddies are telling him, don't do it. It's too much money. It's not worth paying an extra $500 a month. They all agree. And then the guy says, yeah, but you're not the one making the payments. They go, that's $500 more a month. It's like buying 2 trucks. Okay, give it a minute. My boss says, if you don't want to do it, you still have a nice truck. Whatever you want to do. Again, I'm just staying quiet.
This is another example of someone that already has a truck. Why do they need another truck? What is the Raptor giving him that he doesn't have in his current F-150? I'm not talking about the power and features. I'm just talking about like as of like in your personal, like what does this add to your life that you think is worth $500 more a month? Just go home. Don't sign anything. Go home. Like at least think about it. Let's see what he does.
He buys it. And that's what he'll be paying, and that's what he'll be paying back on the term of the loan if he runs it for 84 months. Thanks for your trade. Thanks for your purchase. And as always, have a nice day.
That is one of the dumbest purchases I've ever seen. $73,000 at 84 months, 13 something APR. That's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen someone do. Also, how much does it pay to work at a carnival? This comment says, so he was a clown. Exactly. I like how he asked his friends because he was looking for reassurance. He wanted someone to agree with him. They all told him no. He wasn't looking for good advice. He just wanted someone to validate his stupid purchase. And when they all said no, he was like, I'm going to do it anyway.
Who the has a Ram 2500?
It's a diesel truck.
Great. It costs $1,275 a month.
That's correct.
You bring in $3,333. This is a third of your income. Third of your income goes to this truck.
I do a lot of driving.
Every other country has figured out that you don't need a supersized wagon, like the truck bed. In all these eras, throughout even the start of trucks in this country, not only have they stayed the same, they've actually shrunk, and the cabins have gotten better.
I've seen it.
You're paying way too much, more than you need. You're trying to justify saying you need this to do it. No, buddy, what's the balance on this?
About 66.
What's the interest rate?
12.75.
Buddy, it just gets worse, though. Most people, they just put groceries in it.
On the way over here, we picked up something. I got 2 40-foot, 30-inch culverts on the trailer right now with us. One more thing on the truck, just to put in perspective on the mileage that I drive. Bought that truck in May as 27,000 on it.
Shouldn't have gotten it new, though.
Yeah.
Even though it was a year in.
I mean, it's a 100,000-mile warranty as well, so that was a plus.
It's insane how people justify having these giant trucks that they know they don't need. And what's crazy is they keep getting bigger. Trucks keep getting bigger. Have you looked at like an old F-150? Or better yet, have you looked at like a new Ranger? I saw a new Ranger the other day and I was like, what is that? F1, what is that? That's a Ranger? They're huge now. And of course, half the people that have them don't know how to drive them. Because the truth is, the vast majority of people that have trucks don't do truck stuff with them. They just have them just to have them. They're called pavement princesses. Now, granted, to be fair, this guy was using his truck for truck stuff, but he doesn't need a Ram 2500. He wanted that, and he was willing to spend a third of his income on it.
On a 2016 Chevrolet Silverado, they pay $1,300 a month on that. Has 150,000 miles. They owe about $20,000 trying to get out of it. How are you?
I'm good. Are you?
Good. So I'm calling about that 2016 Chevrolet Silverado.
Got it for $55,000. I paid $1,200 a month for it. About $20K left. Insurance about $350 a month.
What's going on with the spare tire on it?
Oh yeah, I just got a flat. Already ordered a tire for it.
Do you make a month?
Make $3,500
You said how much? $3,500 a week or a month?
a month.
You're spending almost half your income on this truck.
I had a good job at first. I worked as a software engineer, and then I got cut during budget cut. So now, within per month, it came down a little bit.
For you is if you got $5,000 down, there's about a $9,000 discrepancy. So if you have $5,000 down, $4,000 rollover, I can definitely roll you into something a lot cheaper, like a Nissan Maxima or whatnot. $15,000 or $14,000 for the truck, maybe less money out your pocket. You pay the difference. I strongly recommend maybe, buying a cash car until you get your money up, or like I said, I can roll you over into something cheaper like a Nissan or Toyota.
Yeah, I'm trying to save as much money as I can. It's not that I can't afford it.
We'll run the credit app and we'll see if we can get you to a different car that's a little bit cheaper, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, listen, if you don't buy from me, whoever you buy from, please, next time, just read the agreement. And, spending, I know you're making good money before, but this truck should have been going a long time ago, man. $1,500 a month for a truck with 150,000 miles is a little bit, it's excessive. So just be careful.
I will. I'm definitely going to have to buy from you.
All right, sounds good, brother. I appreciate that. Talk to you soon.
I'm at a loss for words. $1,500 a month for a truck that has 150,000 miles on it. Also, let this be a lesson. Just because you can afford it now doesn't mean you will always be able to afford it. When you buy an expensive, overpriced vehicle, ask yourself, if I lost my job, can I afford this? Do I have enough put away in savings in an emergency fund to cover the payments on this? If the answer is no, don't buy the truck. If the answer is yes, you probably shouldn't buy it anyway. I don't know. $1,500 a month for a vehicle to me just seems insane. But you know what? I do appreciate that this guy is willing to humble himself and get into something cheap like a Nissan or a Toyota, like he was saying. Because other guys, they would have got into this situation and they'd still be asking to downgrade to a slightly cheaper truck because they just can't let go of that pride, which is why they got the truck in the first place. It was to feed their ego. Now, again, that's not all truck owners. I know a lot of truck owners and they use their truck for truck stuff. I also know a lot of truck owners that drive their truck to an office 5 days a week to do work on a computer and never use their truck for truck stuff. But hey, I'm not judging. I'm judging a little bit.
I got a question for those of you that have trucks. What are y'all professions? What are y'all's occupations? Like, how do y'all afford these trucks? Because I've been looking into them. I always said when I turned 30 or when I got into my 30s, I was going to look into getting me a truck. Well, I turned 30 this year and I've been looking at, possibly getting a truck. But I be looking at them truck prices and I'm like, wait a minute. On the low end, they're like $1,400 a month. On the high end, it's like $1,800, closer to $1,900 a month. That's not including insurance. And that's including a down payment. I purchased 3 cars in my lifetime. I've never put a down payment down. So if y'all putting these big $10,000, $20,000 down payments in your notes, still $1,400 to $1,900 a month, not including insurance, I just gotta know, put me on, bro. What do y'all do? And it's not that I can't do it. I just refuse to. Like, some of y'all paying more than I pay for my mortgage on y'all notes. And I'm aware that everybody not broke. I'm not saying everybody's drowning in debt that has one. I'm not alluding to that. I'm not insinuating that. I genuinely want to know because put me on. Like, what do y'all do? What do y'all do? Because one thing about me, I'm not going to half step when I do get my truck. I'm going to get what I want. It's going to be the fully loaded. I'm going to get the lift. I'm going to do, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have it like I want to. I'm going to be pleased. I just, dang. At 1,800. Like, one dude did his breakdown, and his truck, it was $1,800, and then he was like, with insurance, he paying like $2,200 a month on his truck. So again, what is it? What do I need to be doing to give me one of these big boy trucks, huh?
To be honest, I live in an area where everybody and their mother has a truck. You could do anything. I've seen everything from guys that own multi-million-dollar roofing companies to waiters. Really depends on if you want to ruin your life or not. This person said we're financially irresponsible. This one says $3K down, $1,400 a month, oil fields. I heard there's a lot of money working the oil fields. I also heard it is a very, very demanding job. Like, those people never see their families. This one says government contractor and retired Army 2025 GMC Denali Ultimate 2500 HD. That is a pretty truck. I actually know someone that is a government contractor who makes like, I think they were making like $250K and they were retired military. They were making a ton of money. Drives a cash car. 2025 Ford Raptor 578, 59,000 down. Police officer? Yeah, police officer salaries to me seem to be all over the place because you can go into like the worst neighborhood in America and there's a cop that lives in there with his squad car. And then you'll go to like the nicest neighborhood in a gated community and there's also a cop that lives there with his squad car. So I don't know how that works. But anyways, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.